Today, I unbox a box. Not So Average Builder is brought to you by these great retailers. There'll be promo codes in the description below. Hey guys, Tom here, and this is Not So Average Builder. A fellow YouTuber, GeoBuilds, and myself, there'll be a link to his channel in the description below, have decided to do something a little different. We're both sponsored by USAGundamStore.com, and we both wanted to help people move forward, right? That's the ultimate goal of this, is to help people progress themselves in the hobby. Well, we decided to do a little different than a build-off. We want to do a build-along. So we got in contact with Adam at USA Gundam Store, told him what we wanted to do. He agreed to help us out. So he sent us a kit. We knew what kit because we had to pick that. But you don't know what kit, unless you're following me on Instagram, and in that case, you know. But that's okay. So he sent us a kit, and we talked him into sending us paints. But we don't know what paints they are. He sent us 4 colors and an inner frame color. But what those colors are, what the make is, the brand, we have no idea. So today, I'm going to unbox this for you all, and this will be the first part of this build series. We're just going to go along and build it, and you can join in. What the goal of this is to show that just because you see people on the internet doing kits that you think you can't do, you're wrong. You can very much do them. I'm not going to do anything extra in this kit. I'm just going to use what was sent, including the paints, and obviously the extra kit or extra bits that he decided to throw in there. Again, we don't know what they are. That's it. Geo and myself are going to completely do that. We will have these videos so you can follow. If you would like to join in, you absolutely can. You don't have to use the kit that's in this box. You can use whatever kit. You don't even have to use the paints that are in this box. Use whatever paints. But just know that you can create something amazing just with a little extra time and effort, right? So stop rambling on. Let's open up the box, because I'm sure that's what you came here to see. So in here, and again, if you're following my Instagram, you already know, but that's why everything is unboxed and not where it's supposed to be. So in here, you've got the Shinanju Stein per Ka, right? As far as the upgrade parts, he sent us one set of Simpro Photo Etched Part 7B. And I'm sure this either goes in the thruster or, like I pointed out in my live stream video, it could go like in the leg part right there, if it's big enough or small enough, whatever. He also sent, and these I've never worked with before, these are the DUA resin 3D printed parts. So they've got their own little feet, and you can add these onto your kits in varying ways. All right. Now onto the paints. Let me get this out of the way, and I'll pull the paints off. So the first one that I came to, we'll zoom in here, was SMS Bright Blue. Second one is Barley Gray. Third one is Dark Sea Gray. Fourth one is Field Blue. And the last one, which was a curveball, is Signal Red. And this comes off, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but this is like a very bright, almost orangey red. And I think this is going to go good on the kit. How, I don't know, but that's where we're going to go. I'm going to try and do some quick eyeballing on the manual, and I'll show you my process. But using these, and of course your tools and masking tape, etc., and these parts, Geo and myself are going to build this kit. We're going to showcase our wildly varying build styles and skills, and to show you, that you can even build something amazing. It just takes a little effort, don't get me wrong, it's not exactly easy, but don't let that sway you. You can definitely do this. But I think what we're gonna do, I may have to print one out online and kind of go from there. But this is my manual, so I think that I can color in it. Oh yeah, we're coloring. So let me get all this stuff put away. We'll come right back. So we have 5 colors, right? I'll lay them out again to kind of see. I already know that this is going to be an inner frame color. It just looks like it would be a really good inner frame color. It's kind of a blue-gray. It's just going to look good as an inner frame color. The benefits of having scrap paper, so you can kind of write out your process. It's going to be field blue. So that's one color knocked off the list. And you can even do accents. You could mix these colors, you could mix these colors, but we're just mapping out the basics at this point in time. Once I get it snap built and kind of get an idea of how it's going to look and different part separation and all that, then we can start thinking about other stuff. So for the main part of this kit, it's white, or like a white gray. So if I wanted to paint it to match, I could do like the barley gray, which may still be a little too gray, but then you've got dark blue. So we'll just write out the main colors. So you've got, just from looking at this picture, you've got main armor, you've got secondary armor, which will be blue, and so you've got reds, inner frame colors, you've got dark gray, so looking at this, because it is a picture, it is difficult, but you've got one, so this is 2, this is 3, right? So you've got that laid out, and it looks to me that that's it. So we've got 4 colors and only 3 bits of armor. So you can mess around with this and you can mix colors, you can add accents. So like, I'm not going to do any scribing on this, it's just going to be a straight build to showcase. But you've got this piece right here on either side, it's raised. You could paint that a different color, give it more color separation. These thrusters here, you could also change and make them look different. You could add varying contrast on the armor, the third armor bits, the whatever they're called, the blue armor bits. So you could completely change the look at those. Inside here you can change the color. There's a lot of things you can do with a very limited color palette. This is all I'm using, is just these 5 paints. I will not use any more or any less. I have to use all 5 of them, and I'm not going to use any more of them. So just, it's a good idea when you're doing a build along process or a build process, if you're wanting to paint it, to kind of give yourself a mental map of things. And once you get the kit built, you can kind of get a further mental note and you can adjust these as possible. So I wouldn't recommend using a Sharpie, use a pencil, but I like to mess around a lot. And then you've got accent color, which would be your red, right? So you say R, B, G, LG. So those are your main colors already, and then you're just kind of adjusting them from there. So for the main armor, I could go crazy and do these 2 colors, which isn't crazy, it's kind of boring. I could mix in a little bit of the red to kind of make it look a little weird, but I would have to mix these 2 and see what color they make, and that's where your spoons come into play. But you get the idea. It's pretty simple. This is going to be the first part of this build along series. I want to, of course, I do a video every week, and I want to be able to allow you to join in when you can. So this will kind of give you an idea or give you time to pick up your kit. If you're wanting to participate, if you already have it, then go ahead and follow this process. Now, another way that you can kind of test out color schemes is using spoons. I got these dirt cheap off of Amazon. I think it was a 200 pack for maybe $7. But essentially what you would do, even if you don't have an airbrush, primer it and then put whatever color you want over top of it so you can kind of gauge. And it's good to have these things around too, so that you can kind of see what a color is going to look like after you've laid it down, because in the bottle it's one thing, but when you lay it down on a surface, it's going to be something entirely different. I'm not going to show you that process on here because you're probably not going to use the same colors, and I've shown it in previous videos, but it's pretty much the same principle. You don't have to do this either. This is just something I do to kind of get a mental note of what I need to do, and it's going to change. So I may switch it up once I snap build this kit and I look at it and I figure out where I want to place things. Another thing you can do, and I will put a picture of it here, these are called line arts. These are drawn by people digitally, and it's basically just a picture of the Gundam without any color on it. So you can use, if you've got a computer, you can use Paint, Photoshop, and there's a bunch of other ones that you can use. But essentially you can drop color into those areas, into that empty area, and you can get a visual idea of how the kit looks with paint on it. And obviously they're not going to have the exact colors, but you can kind of play around with it. I've done it in Microsoft Paint and it works pretty well. It may not be perfect, but it does do the job, and it gets you an idea of where you want to place colors. So that is another option. I'm probably going to do both. So I've laid out this so that I can take it to my line art and I can drop the colors in there and I can see. And then I'm going to go after that and I'm going to start placing colors randomly and see where I like them. So when you're planning out your builds, remember, there's no wrong way to do it. You don't even have to snap build your kit. I'm pretty sure that Geo is not a snap builder. So his kit is going to be assembled in pieces that need to be assembled, glued together where it needs to be glued, yada, 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 and then he's going to paint it from there. I kind of mess around and I snap build the kit so I can get an idea of how the kit looks. And sometimes that bites me because there's some areas that you need to glue or some areas that won't hold up to repeated pulling on and off without breaking a peg. But that is a risk that I'm willing to take. Another thing you can do is also separate your runners out by color. This is not all the runners obviously, but these are the different colors. So starting with the grays, move these out of the way. You've got not one, but three different types of gray. So you've got the dark gray Minifray. You've got almost like a tan gray for your weapons and other parts of the kit. You've got a light gray for your accent points on your kit. Go into the white. You have two tones of white. You've got these, which are kind of like a gray white, and then you've got bright white parts as well. I know it doesn't show up on camera, but when you're in person, you can really tell the difference on these kits. Now, as far as the other colors go, you've got these navy blue colors, and then you've got these bright red ones. So what these are going to do, by laying these out, if you don't want to or don't have access to a computer and have no way to do what I was talking about with the line art, then this is another way to do it. And you can write down however many colors you have, however many colors you want to use. So like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colors. I've only got 5 paints. You can do this, and I'm going to show you how in these step-by-step videos. And you can make any color or different color. You can make the inner frame bright red if you wanted to, make it like an Estrella. You can make the weapon parts bright blue. Like, you could go off the wall if you wanted to, or tone it down to whatever you want. That's the beauty of this. Once again, on this build, the only thing that we can use paint-wise or extra add-on parts are these 5 paints right here and these add-on parts. And you can build along too. It'll be fun. This is a no pressure, play around, show what you can do. And to show that different builders build or create awesome looking kits in their own ways. So don't ever think that you can't do something. In this hobby, it may take a little practice and a little bit of time, but there's nothing that you can't accomplish. Especially with all this coronavirus stuff going on, if you're quarantined in your house, now is the perfect time to learn new skills or to hone skills that you already have so that way you're more comfortable moving on to new skills. But that's all I've got, guys. I know this is kind of a jumbled up mess, random, thrown together thing. I was hoping this was going to be here a couple of days ago so I could get more filming done before tomorrow when my video drops. However, that didn't happen. The FedEx decided to hold my package a lot longer than they should have, for whatever reason, so it didn't get here. So I'm kind of having to rush to do this. Next week's video will be a lot better, I promise you, so bear with me. But yeah, that's all I've got, guys. Don't forget, don't just be an average builder, be a not so average one. Have a wonderful day. Bye.